Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
The forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Dellavedova and Smith are the guards handle. And it's Mozgov in at the center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Allen dishes to Hill. And George kicks to Mahimi. Here's Ellis. And he gets the bucket. Ellis has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Pacers. Cavaliers leading.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. James with it. George picks him up. It's stolen by Mahimi. And Indiana shooting poorly, just 35% so far. For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. And not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Dellavedova kicks to Smith. There's the triple, and he gets the bucket. Smith's got 8.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation? Oh! Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Ellis. LeBron passes to Smith. Dishes it to Thompson. Hangs, and the rejection by Mahinmi. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. C.J. Miles. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Smith. Hill pulls it in. Pacers trail by 4. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron.
It does. That is a factor. And it's Miles with the jam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
And it's Thompson again missing. Jumps up. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. For the Cavaliers, Fry comes in for Thompson. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Then for the Pacers, Turner comes in for Mahinmi. And it's Solomon Hill in for Allen. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Shots good by Ellis.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. James wide open, but they recover it. The drive by Smith. The baseline jumper goes down. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Smith. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Cleveland.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Cleveland moving it around. Irving dishes to Smith. Mozgov kicks to James. No problems knocking that one down. LeBron's got 7 points.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Well, we know that Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Love's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Shumpert in there for J.R. Smith. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana. Lawson comes in for George Hill. Back to James. It's deflected. It's stolen by Hill. Here's Miles. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders. But thus far, he's proved to be worth it. And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs, I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And the shot is good from Stuckey.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. And he gets it to go. Hill's got his first points in this one.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And Lawson, here we go. Back to Stuckey. Love grabs the board. Love's got his 3rd rebound on the night. With 2 seconds left, no luck. And the first half comes to a close.
Gentlemen,
and now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and the first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
What a game for Ellis. He's got 16 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. They've got Paul George. Mahinmi is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then there's Hill, and it's Ellis at the 2 spot.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. LeBron passes to Thompson. The feed to Love. Smith outside. The Cavaliers again can't hit. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day, and I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
Ellis wide open. Gets an open look and hits. Ellis has got 20 points.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Kevin Love. They grabbed their own miss. Out to Smith. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 13 points for Smith.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
To the inside. Well, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Mahinmi dishes to Ellis. Hill has the open look. Off target from outside. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
That's good. And that's now 7 points for Paul George. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of them.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
That's a 2 from Smith. They get it again. Dellavedova kicks to Smith. From the arc. Pacers with the rebound.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
That doesn't go either for George. Cavaliers trailing at the elbow, Irving. Terrific assist and nice finish. Solid play all around.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And Shumpert in there for Kyrie Irving. Turner passes to Miles. Fires the three. And that one's good. Miles has got the lead up to 2 now for Indiana.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Shumpert dishes to Frye. Three-pointer. Dellavedova. Shot is off. So Indiana will take it the other way. Pacers didn't have the year they wanted to last season. Still, their defense was right near the top. They kind of hang their hat on that, don't they?
Exactly. I mean, that is what this team's culture is all about, defense. And even in a down year, they were very hard to play against their other teams.
And the Pacers defense, as strong as ever. And you mentioned 4th in points allowed in terms of their opponents. How about 3rd also in opponent field goal percentage?
And Cleveland making a change here. James is checked in.
And that's his style right now. That's his game. He plays it as well as anyone. And when we get to crunch time, that's when he's at his best.
A baseline J. Hill pulls it in.
You know, with the Pacers, a lot of their success on defense comes from protecting the rim and controlling the boards. They were top 5 in the NBA in rebounds per game. They know that hitting the boards is a big part of being a good defensive team. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Lawson with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. Fires from 14, and he's able to get it back. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That shot wide open. Lawson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Turner with the steal. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And finished off by Miles.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Frye, good.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
And stolen by Frye. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Stolen by George. By himself. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
Indiana leading by 3. Pass to Mahinmi. Launches a 3. Outside for George. And it's George again missing. Cleveland's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Ellis kicks to Mahinmi. And he slams it one-handed.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
And, you know, the Pacers have made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
The Pacers making a change here. Allen's checked in.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant. Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. That one on Love. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Indiana.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans, but you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. Here's Shumpert. They grab their own miss, and it's sent back by George. Hill with it. He dishes it to Mahinmi. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Here's Shumpert. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 6 points for Iman Shumpert.
And, you know, for LeBron, he knew he had his work cut out for him in Cleveland. A younger team, unseasoned in the playoffs. They had to remake the roster a bit and gain that experience.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Shumpert. Pacers leading by 4. George with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Mahinmi. The Cavaliers pull it in. Irving's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And LeBron and the Cavs, I think they'll have a chance to bring that long-awaited championship to the city of Cleveland. But LeBron's return was bigger than basketball. He said it was about hope and inspiring his home state. And no doubt that was accomplished in his first year.
The shot by George, no good.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And, guys, you've seen it countless times. In a close game, hustle plays can really make the difference.
It's stolen by Smith. LeBron against Hill. There's the dish to Smith. No good on the 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
The drive by Hill, and J.R. Smith picks up the foul.
J.R. Smith. That's his 2nd personal foul.
1:56 left here in the 4th quarter. Ellis, the pass to Mahinmi. Back to Ellis. Shot clock at 6. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
James kicks to Thompson. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Indiana leading by 4. And it's Ellis penetrating. Some solid defense there from Irving.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
On the wing, George. Covered by LeBron. And good on the basket. Hook it.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now. Been a very solid outing for George. He has 11 points and also 3 nice steals. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
Good kick out to Hill. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, 2-possession game now. I mean, those were really important foul shots.
And stolen by Love. From downtown. Got a piece of it.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. No good at the stripe this time. The second misses also. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he misses the second one as well, so he was 0 for 2 that time.
Time running low here.
A quick score, Greg, and then probably foul him right away.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. "20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
No mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion.
Spread the floor and let's get to the rim.
They're down by 6.
We're going to extend this
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Time, fellas. No need to rush.
And on the way from Irving for 3. Allen with the rebound. And he commits the intentional foul.
LeBron James. That's his 4th personal foul.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Smith dishes to Irving. Yes!
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They trail by 6. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul make things interesting.
Yeah, but they need some help. They're going to need some help any way you look at it. I mean, they're hoping for some missed free throws at the other end.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Timeout called, Cleveland. What do you think, guys?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in it.
Yeah, who knows what he's drawing up in there, maybe working on a play for down the road in another game, but whatever it is, it's too late for this one.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And as a coach, that's the kind of turnover that drives you nuts.
And, Greg, there's no reason for that turnover to happen. It's just inexcusable.
So it's Indiana picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with Paul George. And Paul, a strong defensive effort for your team, and it seems like this is a major part of this team's identity.
I mean, we take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is, locking down when it counts. And we stayed together and pulled this one off.
Championships rely heavily on defense, Paul. It's a great place to start. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had no problem harnessing the power of that motor.
He was sharp as attack defensively. So often we focus on offense, but this guy with his steals truly fueled them tonight. The entire team fed off of his energy.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only...
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting started on it.